anticipation. Each team with their first game of the season here tonight.
The key now is making sure your season starts with a win. That first dub is a catalyst to the start of your season. Helps you find a rhythm very early.
Now Sacramento starting 5. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Levine, and it's Sabonis in at the 5 down low. Embiid, no good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And here's the fast break. Maxey leading the way. Embiid, no good. Here's DeRozan. The rebound by Paul George.
Why? Just why? Come on, man. Save that one for practice.
It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And he takes advantage of whatever the defense gives. George can go to the finesse game if he has to.
And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it. And look at the inside presence already for Murray. It'll be fun to watch this young man grow.
Maxey into the lane.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Ellis down low. He's covered by Maxey. Shots good by Ellis.
No settling for an outside shot there. They went right to the hoop.
Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. To the paint. He's looking for Embiid and finds him. Outside for George. Takes it inside. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. Bean passes to Sabonis. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Love to see Sabonis get dominant like this. Defense has no chance to interfere.
Levine against Maxey. Pass to Grimes. George against DeRozan. 5 to shoot. George with the bucket.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
There's a screen by Murray. Ellis score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Love how selfless he is setting brick screens like this. Plays like that right there are what help create easy scoring opportunities.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
And so Ellis will bring it up for Sacramento. They trail by 1. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team. Shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
Here's George after the Kings pick up 2. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Keegan Murray.
And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
I know he's kicking himself for not snatching the lead. But look, he tied things up.
Levine can't hit. 76ers have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. George with the bucket. George has got 10.
This quarter.
That 3 off the mark. The 76ers lead. Inside, Sabonis with the steal. And oh, here we go. DeRozan, nobody back. Good on the bucket.
Smart bucket from DeMar, looking for chances to run.
Embiid drives in. Rejected by Murray. To the middle, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Oubre with the steal, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. The 76ers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Maxey into the lane, and DeMar DeRozan pulls it down. So the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Timberwolves. Ellis, that's good.
Ooh, he's on a bit of a heater now. He hasn't missed one this quarter yet.
The 76ers trail by 3, about 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Embiid with the screen on DeRozan. George looking around. They grab their own miss. Oubre, a screen on DeRozan. George, no good. He gets it up. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, let's see if they're able to keep it up. So far, their shot selection and ball movement has been on point.
On the court right now for the Kings, the post pair for him will be Murray and Sabonis. Levine is out there with Ellis, and it's DeRozan into the small forward. And George with the stuff.
And this is George at his best, taking it at the defense, playing downhill.
And here's Ellis for 3. Yes, once again, it remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
He's been meticulous on offense, and it's paid off with a flawless shooting percentage for him so far in this game.
Yeah, Embiid is a big target.
Yeah, there is no way to stop him. It has not been physically created a way to stop. His length, his massive hands, he can catch any lob.
Sabonis, a screen on Maxey. Wide open look here for Murray. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
George against DeRozan. Outside, George. Pass to Embiid. 6 to shoot. And Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got his 6th rebound on the night. And the jam by Levine.
Once he gets to that bionic left leg of his, that launching pad, you better watch out because he loves finishing over bigger players.
And Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And stolen by Murray.
Good instincts to read the path and get in a position to pick it off.
Shots good by Ellis.
No, he's been locked all the way in from the floor, and he's the #1 reason why they're winning right now.
Oubre sets the screen for Maxey. Oubre kicks to Maxey. Back to Oubre. Outside, Maxey. Just 5 to shoot. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, improving dialogue between players and officials is a priority. Commissioner Silver says, now with high-fidelity audio, we're all able to hear a lot of what's being said. Now we have to take into account the high-stress environment. But there has to be a two-way sense of respect. I feel it's an area where we can make progress. Kevin?
You know, the commissioner's always looking ahead and looking at every area, which is great for the game. Murray, good. Richard, we know how hard the game is to play. But I think we also know how hard the game is to officiate.
I agree, Kevin. I think the one thing about basketball is that it's constant movement. There are plays happening all around the referees. It's not like football where every 45 seconds you run another play. In 45 seconds, you could have had a different 5 or 6 possessions. That puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the referees. Look at Sabonis staying strong, trying not to let the foul disrupt his shot.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for Sacramento?
So far, they've shown a terrific work ethic in transition, pushing the pace whenever possible and getting out ahead of the defense to score.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
They're losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game.
You see the strength Levine's added to his frame allows him to fight through that physical D.
Now, here's George. 14 points for him. Shot to stop the run. He misses that time, but only 5 misses in his 11 shots from the field as he's 6 of 11.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Now in the later stages of his career, Greg, DeMar DeRozan continues to be a master from the mid-range.
Kevin, we all know he loves that area of the floor. And what makes him so effective, the footwork. He's so good at backing guys down and creating space to get that jumper off.
The 76ers trail by 19. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
It's good. Nice touch there from Maxey.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Sabonis' screen on George and DeRozan. Here we go. Embiid against Sabonis. Just 5 on the clock. DeRozan with a screen for Murray. Off target from outside.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Rebound by Murray. Kings leading now by 17. Here's Sabonis. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring punch.
And you can tell.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Checking out the Kings. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone's... And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the Sacramento Kings. And that'll do it for...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And so Monk will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. We've got Kelly Oubre. Andre Drummond is out there with Edwards. And it's McCain in at the 2. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half.
Ooh, don't sleep on Monk's athleticism. The young man can be explosive.
Here's Edwards. And it's LaRavia with the rebound. Sacramento's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
The 76ers trail by 21. Outside, Edwards. Drummond with a screen on Lyle. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. For Philadelphia, they have made 2 of their previous 3. Free throws in today's game.
Philadelphia, McCain.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Here's McCain. 6 on the shot clock. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
And a moment here to look at the numbers for Monk. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 15 points a game last season. 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
I think if you talk to anyone on this team, they believe in his abilities about 1,000%.
Here's Doughton. Monk defending. Down low, Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
Kings leading now by 20. Now Monk. Pass to Lyles. Good on the three-point shot. Lyles got 5 now.
3 points.
Ooh, coming out hot, hot, hot. 4 out of 4 for the field. Okay.
Oubre outside. Here's Doughton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Oubre. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Pass to LaRavia. Screened by Valanciunas. Puts up a deep 3. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. For Philadelphia, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Oubre inside the three-point line. From down in the low post, it goes.
Crafty at cashing in from there. Oubre Jr. enjoys working on his interior game when given the opportunity.
2 minutes remaining.
Fultz the pass to Lyles. And there's the drive and the dunk by Lyles.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. And that one's good. Drummond.
Aggressive defense. The battle with Drummond inside is a collision waiting to happen.
And then Monk with the dunk.
It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
That's a 2 from Gordon. It's hauled in by Lyles.
Surprising he didn't bury that, but hey, it happens sometimes.
And Fultz gets it to go.
And Fultz loves pushing the pace. He's downright terrifying in the open floor. Loves jumping all over the defense.
Lobbed up there for Edwards. It's stolen by Lyles. Poked away. Oubre with the steal. It's stolen by Monk. And Valanciunas kicks to Lyles. Back to Valanciunas. Pass to LaRavia. The 3. Lyles a screen on Oubre. Here's LaRavia. 16 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. That one, no good. And so it's Sacramento holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And Philadelphia calls time here.
Let's hear it for your 76ers youth dance team.
Philadelphia shooting 40% from the field. On the court right now for the Kings, DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine, and it's Sabonis in at center. Outside, Sabonis. DeRozan with a screen for Sabonis. Off target with his three.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And the ball out of play. The Kings will inbound.
Like what? Like, what is going on right now?
LaVine with it. Puts up a deep three. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And this is why LaVine takes so many threes. Even from way downtown, he is a knockdown threat.
And Embiid throws it down.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Murray a screen on Maxey. Ellis wide open. And a miss there on the triple.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Here's George. Here's the drive. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
LaVine dishes to Ellis. LaVine kicks to Murray. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got his fourth rebound in this one. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Solid play there from PG, absorbing the contact, but staying with that shot for the and one.
Kings leading now by 19. DeRozan with a screen for Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
Oh, powering that one down. Murray saw a chance to go for it and took it.
Here's George. Count it. And with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
To the inside.
A load to deal with inside. The strength of Murray makes him a tough cover.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Kings.
They have found a lot of success in transition, running at every opportunity and getting points before the defense can get set.
And they're also finding a good deal of their points off turnovers tonight. Seems like every time they come up with an extra possession, they find a way to convert.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Bean passes to Murray. Here he goes, and it's Murray with the jam.
And guys, so far in this one, Murray has been delivering offensively. This kind of scoring is what made him a high lottery pick.
Now here's Embiid. Sabonis with the steal. Ellis goes in, and Ellis throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Here's Grimes. The 76ers again can't hit it. The Kings have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Got it. Nice one there from LaVine.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
Kept alive, and Embiid is right there.
The reach of Embiid with his size and wingspan, he's a real threat on the offensive glass.
Here's LaVine. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis.
The assist.
Ellis has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for Sacramento.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Ellis.
He really managed to shine on both ends of the floor, finding lots of opportunities to affect the game and make an impact.
Maxey against Levine. Oubre outside. Sinks the triple.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
It's a shame, really. If they had been playing like this last quarter, they might be in a different situation right now.
Here's DeRozan. Outside, Levine. Murray sets a screen for Levine. Shot clock at 6. Oubre pulls it in.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
Second team foul.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. George, that's a two-pointer, and that one drops for him.
A good ball handler with an advanced offensive repertoire. George is more than comfortable in the pick and roll.
Now here's Levine. Tight defense on him. Murray sets a screen for Levine. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. The three from George. No good. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along.
the season, but a lot of excitement still in the air, Grant.
No question, BA. I mean, the fan base will usually carry it until their team is mathematically eliminated. Fans in this league are so passionate about their teams, and that's one of the things that makes the NBA so great.
The starters for the Memphis Grizzlies. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Payne. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson, and it's Wells in at small forward. Now here's Morant. Out to the wing. Here he goes. Pass to Edey. Basket's good.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse, and we discussed his plan for John Morant. Coach smiled and said, I just told my guys to stay ready out there, ready for anything, because Morant can do so many surprising things. We just have to stay on our toes. Hopefully that flexible mindset helps the defense keep up with Morant's antics out there. B.A.?
Okay, thank you, Allie. And then Morant with the dunk!
Yeah, there have been very few players at 6'2" who've played above the rim like Morant.
And one thing that Morant has always been elite at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter. I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Here's Morant. The Sixers getting their last shot to go.
76ers foul. First shot on number 7. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
76ers on D. Left side Morant. Pass to Wells. Back to Morant. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson with it. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Maxey. Here's Embiid. Maxey attacking. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
You know, you have to love how strong Maxey takes it inside. Feels like he can beat everyone to the cup.
On the wing, Bane. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Here's Morant. On the take. Morant with the slam!
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you say? You give Morant about an 11 there?
Screen by Embiid. Here's George. And the jam by George!
George's athleticism has always been a strength. Not many guys can pull off that dunk.
Morant into the lane.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Maxey against Morant. Takes a 13-footer. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Memphis trailing here. Recently, player health has been the big talking point around the Memphis Grizzlies stand.
Yeah, B.A., look, and it's really a shame to have such a talented, dynamic team have to deal with all those constant what-ifs and have their seasons so affected by things outside of their control. It's tough. Well, from that 13, 15-foot range, Jackson is automatic. You can't give him those.
Maxey surveys. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Talking about Tyrese Maxey, Grant, here's a guy who's improved every year.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, from averaging 8 as a rookie to 26 points during his breakout 4th year, Maxey has added to his game every offseason and turned himself into an elite scorer.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Pass to Edey, beyond the arc. Joel Embiid with the board. The Sixers leading. from the wing. There's 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Soft touch off the glass. Embiid's got his second basket.
I love the confidence Embiid plays with, especially this close to the rim.
Out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia's ball. The Sixers lead by 4. Outside Maxey. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Embiid. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Yabusele. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know.
What a performance for Tyrese Maxey. He has been the story for Philadelphia. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be right back with you shortly. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the 76ers?
Well, yeah, early on, the mid-range jumpers have been an important part of their attack. They're going old school.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
On the court for the Grizzlies. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Moran and Bane. Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Wells in at the 3, the small forward. From the arc, tipped.
Great job staying close by Bane. As good a defensive guard as you'll see.
Jackson with a screen on Maxey to the paint. And the dunk by Jackson.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him with the score this tight. You cannot take a chance here. George with it. Jackson in his pocket. Embiid a screen on Jackson. Yabusele from outside, off the mark. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. The floater, and a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Well, Coach, one of the more electric players in the NBA, Ja Morant.
Yeah, that's for sure, Brian. High-flying, acrobatic at the rim, just a supreme athlete. And he is, without a doubt, one of the most exciting players this league has to offer. Well, the word dynamic really only scratches the surface with Ja Morant. The way he moves, his speed, it's all just on another level.
Outside Maxey. The Sixers again can't hit.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
Maxey against Jackson. Oh, swiped away. Fast break, Philadelphia. Here's Maxey. The Sixers with another miss. The Grizzlies have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Now here's Jackson. 27 points his last game. And here's Morant outside. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
Well, this kind of performance from Morant doesn't surprise anyone. He can score with the best of them.
To win the run, he got a piece of it. Bane with it, guarded now by George. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. And they're not happy with the call here. Coach has given the signal. He's going to use his challenge. Probably a good idea in such a close contest.
Desmond Bane, 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules. There will be a 2-minute review.
Every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Philadelphia
Squads that love to run. Last year's team leaders in fast break points. 5th best, the 76ers.
They would just push the ball at every opportunity, even when defenders had already gotten back.
And he makes the first. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
It's George with the drive. Oh, and the dunk by George!
And reminding everyone of his athleticism, George can still get up and drop the hammer.
Outside Morant. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half of basketball. Ooh, the Grizzlies with another miss.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
They set the pick. Here's George. It's deflected. Jackson down low. And out of bounds, the 76ers will take it. Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
Maxey passes to Grimes. Shot clock at 6. Up again. It's good on the putback.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Left side, Morant. Jackson outside. Pass to Bain. Now Morant. Tough points from Ja.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
There's a screen. Here's Maxey. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. Maxey's got 10 points.
He deked the defenders there, and they thought Maxey was going to dish to a big, but instead, he kept it and scored.
Morant, the pass to Wells. Back to Morant. Pass to Wells. From behind the arc. He buries it from 3. And the Grizzlies lead by 5.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Nice shot by George.
Sturdy play from George in the paint, getting by the contact and to his finish. Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
And he'll take his 3rd and 4th free throws of the night. The free throw drops for Morant.
Line for the Grizzlies. Taking 2 shots.
And Morant drops them both.
The boundless athleticism Morant has is really special. He's someone that is always in attack mode.
Here's Doughton. It'll count. Ja Morant, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Memphis. He put together 10 points in the quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
Taking a look here now at the 76ers. I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good, I'd be dominating down low, I'd be picking up that big.
And now, time to talk about this game. What a solid start for the Memphis Grizzlies.
They've been choosy.
Thanks for tuning in.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Oh, a fantastic game from Ja Morant in this one.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
We've got Edwards. Also, Andre Drummond out there. And it's Doughton in at the 1. That's the group for Nick Nurse getting going here in the second half. Now off the inbound. And a two-handed jam.
Well, at nearly 7 feet, throwing it down is probably almost effortless for Aldama.
Here's Doughton. Intercepted. Kennard, right side. Pass to Pippen. Down low. Huff. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And now a 9-point Memphis lead. And for the 76ers, they're shooting a solid 53% from the floor. Doughton passes to Edwards. Shot is up. And he buries that one. Back rim and in.
And clearly he needs no time to warm up.
Memphis leading by 7. After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024, Graham.
You know, really by no fault of their own, BA. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
Here's Drummond. Pass to Doughton. With the putback, controls the rebound and the putback. Edwards has gotten 4 this quarter.
Now that takes serious effort and a light touch.
No need to overdo it. Just lightly tip it in. Out left to the wing. Lets a floater go. And he lays it in. Aldama's gotten his second bucket.
That's a perfect 4 for 4 to open up the second half. Couldn't have asked for a better start after the break.
Off target with the 3. Memphis leading. Kennard on the wing. He's scoreless. Aldama left side to the wing on the left. Huff, the pass to Aldama. Just 4 to shoot. Now here's Kennard. Puts up a 3. Pass to Stevens. Here's Huff. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Oubre. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Lets it go from the wing. Stevens with a rebound.
Well, the defense just gave him that shot, and he wasn't able to convert. Very disappointing.
Here's Pippen. He's covered by Oubre. Pippen, pass to Aldama. Here's Pippen. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Even with the score as it is, he just keeps coming at you.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Pass to Doughton. The shot. The Sixers again can't hit.
All right, I'm just going to say it. He's 0 for the game. Might be time to stop shooting.
Powered down as the whistle blows. 3-point play opportunity.
Shifty work from Kennard on that drive.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. 76ers trail by 14. And 1:01 left to play in the third quarter. Here's Doughton. Yet to see a basket. Drummond. Great positioning on the putback.
And with great length and explosiveness, Drummond's ability to clean up the glass is second to none.
Kennard on the wing. There's 38 seconds left in the third quarter. They set a pick. And he dunks it down.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And here's Oubre from the arc. Philadelphia, the rebound. Here's McCain. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. "11 seconds left in the third quarter. Morant finds Jackson. The three from Bain. Yes, and a nice assist from Jackson. Bain's got 5.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard.
And so it's Memphis, a sizable lead of 14 at the break, building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your 2-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, that's great decision making, and one that embodies a team-first mindset.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bain. Edey out there with Jackson, and it's Wells in at the small forward position. And now the Sixers on the break. George passes to Maxey. Shoots over Morant. Maxey, that's good. Stan, every franchise has their guy. What kind of things do you want your franchise player to exhibit?
Well, Brian, here's what people have to understand. The culture of your team is determined by your best player. If you want a hard-working, unselfish, competitive team, that best player, that franchise guy, has to embody those things.
Morant hammers it down hard.
Once Ja Morant gets rolling, there is no stopping him. Ja is feeling it tonight. A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there. Morant looking for an opening. Outside Bain. Over to the left wing. 5 to shoot. Edey for 3. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's George. And George with the jam.
Yeah, great job by George. Now, part of what makes him such a great wing is his crazy ability off the bounce.
Morant with it. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. 76ers trail by 8. Here's George. There's the drive and the jam by George.
They've been aggressive during this run, but they've also played under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
They get it back. Another shot. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That's on Joel Embiid.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
He's perfect from the line this time. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. There's a screen. Pass to McCain. It's George on the wing. Here's Yabusele. Kicks it to George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Floats one up. Tries again. Poke loose. 1:56 left in the fourth. And here's Bain. Jackson outside. And again, it's Memphis missing.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
And there's the lob. Ooh, Embiid finishes the lob in style.
You have to love their intensity right now, getting hot at the perfect time.
Well, you love their execution. position to get back in it. This game's very much in reach for them.
Yep, count it. Morant's got 4 points this quarter.
If you look at the breakdown, Morant's as efficient as anyone when he's the ball handler in the pick and roll.
Inside. And then Embiid with the dunk.
Leaping up to hammer down the alley-oop. Embiid's impressive court awareness on full display there.
There's a minute 12 left in the fourth quarter. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Grizzlies?
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
And also, their mid-range game has been outstanding. They're just finding holes in the defense and exploiting them.
Right side, Morant. From deep, Bane. He drops it from range. And the Grizzlies lead by 10.
Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Grizzlies.
It was stop and go for them along the way, but they finally seized full control of this game.
BA, the scoreboard definitely doesn't tell the whole story. They were able to pull things together when things got tough, and of course, they closed strong.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they didn't deviate from their game plan against this team. It's what helped them win their first 2 games against them. Add another one to the win tally for them.
And what a huge performance it was for Ja Morant.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
Nails it from 3.
Well, that's a good sign there from Morant. He needs to keep making those shots in order to open this offense up.
Here's Bane. Count that bucket.
The assist, Eden.
And so Memphis takes this one by a big margin. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
Thank you for joining.
man, Kevin, on a scale of 1 to 10, can I go 20? I mean, we've been waiting for these games to start for months. The offseason seems endless, and there's always drama about player movement, who's going where, and expectation, but nothing better than getting that ball thrown up. And let's see these guys go at it.
Now look at Memphis's starting group. Morant is the point with Bain out on the wing. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Wells in at the 3 spot. Jackson down low. He's guarded by Ellis. Jackson misses.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
The kick out to Sabonis. On the wing, Ellis. Guarded by Morant. 6 to shoot. Murray sets a screen for DeRozan. Into the lane. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Watch out now. When DeRozan is moving like this towards the hoop, you're in for a show.
Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Levine. Pass to Ellis. Outside, Sabonis. Shoots over Morant. Knocks it loose.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Such a wide open look.
And he just lights it up from downtown. Bain, so dangerous from out there.
And every year, and Greg, we agree, Bain seems to get better and better as a playmaker.
Doesn't overdo anything with his passing. Looks more and more comfortable creating off the driving kick. He's become a large part of this offensive engine.
Shot clock at 5. Levine wide open. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And there's the competitive fire of Levine, getting the 3 points back for them as quick as he can.
Morant against Ellis. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on DeRozan. Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Here's Levine, and Levine with the slam.
And there's a reason Levine was a back-to-back champ at the slam dunk contest. He doesn't waste an opportunity to put on a show.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus. On the wing, Murray. Back to Levine. Murray, a screen on Bain. Levine inside the three-point line. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Ellis against Morant. Driving inside. Edey gets the bucket. Edey's got his second basket of the game.
And I like how Morant threaded the needle there. Just an excellent pass off that pick.
Outside, Sabonis. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
The coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
To the paint. Jackson down low. Murray on him. Now here's Wells. DeRozan defending. And it's off from three-point range. Sacramento's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And yes, it's good.
Getting aggressive inside. DeRozan refuses to waste that opportunity.
And Morant's got the ball here for the Grizzlies. It's a 3-point game. Jackson kicks to Morant. 26 seconds left here in the opening quarter. passes to Bain. And the 3 off target. Kings leading now by 3. Murray surveying the D. And it's Murray with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's Sacramento up 5. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Sacramento.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
Well, I want to add also the damage that has been done on the inside. It's a lot of rubble in there, but they're continuing to go right at the defense.
The post pair form will be Murray and Sabonis. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's DeRozan in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings. The kick out to Sabonis. 3-pointers off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 6. It's an odd stat, but what I'm going to throw out there anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies set an NBA record last season for players used in a season.
Kevin, this isn't football, right? They had 33 different guys suited up last season. That tells you how difficult it was. Constant change, hard to build chemistry, and let's face it, hard to win games.
LaVine against Bain. And LaVine, here we go. And the jam by LaVine.
Without a doubt, one of the game's most graceful athletes. LaVine just seems to glide down the lane.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And so here's Memphis. They trail by 6. Morant kicks to Bain. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Bain's got 6.
And you have to stay connected to Bain. He's too good off the catch.
Ellis can't get it to go. Grizzlies have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. The drive by Bain. There's the killer 2-handed slam.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Jackson passes to Morant. Another shot, and Jackson finishes inside. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, Jackson Jr. is an efficient rebounder, and he knows to send that one right back.
Ellis kicks to Sabonis. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And then Morant slams it in.
And leave it up to Morant to put on a show. What a spectacular dunk.
Morant against Ellis. Outside DeRozan. Back to Ellis. On the wing, LaVine. 5 on the clock. And then LaVine with the jam.
And the two-time dunk contest champ, Zach LaVine, can throw it down with the best of them.
Morant with it, outguarded by Murray. Back to Morant. And Morant throws it down.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
And then LaVine with the jam.
And he's been reliable as ever on offense. LaVine working hard to make a big impact on that end.
Morant against Ellis. Pass to Edey. Back to Morant. And he drives in and finished off by Morant.
Watching Morant drive is like watching lightning move across the sky. If you blink, you might miss it.
Ellis dishes to DeRozan. 52 seconds left to play here in the half.
And that's the athleticism. When DeRozan takes off like that, he is looking to ring the bell.
Morant with it, now guarded by Murray. Jackson misses. And for the Grizzlies, they come in off a good outing against the Detroit Pistons. Bean passes to Sabonis. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Memphis. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. 16 seconds left in the first half of the game. Morant outside. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Morant's got 14 points. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for Memphis. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Once they gain position underneath the backboard, it's hard to push them out of there.
And even when they don't have position, they have guys who will knife in and
Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule. And that concludes halftime.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
So on the floor for Memphis, Pippen is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Santi Aldama. And it's Huff in at the center, filling out the middle. Pippen, the pass to Huff. That falls nicely on the feed that time from Pippen. And the Grizzlies lead by 1. While the Kings went from 3 seed in 2023 to out of the playoffs completely, Brent, last season.
Well, it speaks to how competitive the Western Conference was. You know, you got to realize, Kevin, Sacramento won just 2 less games than they did after that magical run in 2023. West was just better. So the Kings got to fill some holes, find some pieces, and hopefully have some guys improve upon what they did last season.
Pippen down low. Monk defending. Huff passes to Pippen. And too much time in the lane. They may call for the 3-second violation. And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. The Grizzlies 4th.
A big part of their defense really revolved around their ability to block shots at the rim. It's so valuable to have that kind of backline protection. Allows you to be aggressive on the perimeter.
Fultz the pass to LaRavia. Shoots the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. And it's a 4-point Kings lead.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Inside, Huff. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Huff's got his second basket of the night.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Pippen against Monk. Pass to Huff. Pippen down low. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And here's the fast break. And the tough by Lyons.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Between rebounding, interior scoring, and he shoots the 3. Brent, there's a lot to like about Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, Valanciunas has done a really good job of growing his game, Kevin, in today's game. I mean, the modern NBA have shooting bigs. JV has stepped out and proves that he can hit shots from the top of the key, but it's still that grinding, tough, physical play that you want on a nightly basis, and he gives it to you.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, the Grizzlies retired Marc Gasol's number 33 last season. You may recall he moved to Memphis in his teens, watching his older brother Powell play for the Grizz. Marc said, I had a very unique perspective, that of a fan. When I came back as a Grizzlies player, I carried that with me. Kevin, that pride certainly showed.
Pride's a great word to use. No question, DA. Thank you. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Morant, he's checked in for Pippen. Monk against Morant. Monk's shot's good. Monk's got 4 this quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Morant. Outside, Bain. Jackson deciding where to go with it. To the left wing for 3. Drills it from outside. 80's got 7.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
The offensive rebound. Here's LaRavia. 5 to shoot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And a moment here to look at the numbers for Monk. Good season for him last year. Averaged about 15 points a game last season. 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up. Fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Now, how about the handles from the young fella? Give Morant credit for taking the initiative and capitalizing.
And Morant's got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. A 2-point game that gives them the lead.
It's like reading a picture book for Morant. He makes it look insanely easy.
Pass to LaRavia. Screened by Valanciunas. And it is flushed down with a nice jam. As we approach the 4th quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
And that one's good. Morant, 18 points for him.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Pass to Valanciunas. Here's LaRavia. And the layup is good. LaRavia's got 7.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Yep, it counts. And now a 3-point Sacramento lead.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
That concludes the 3rd quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. King. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Zach LaVine is out there with Ellis. And it's Sabonis in at the 5 down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. To the middle, Wells uses the glass to finish the layup.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Just much sharper out there. You can see guys getting in tune. It's not about playing harder. Sometimes it's just about playing smarter.
LaVine kicks to Murray. Tries again. Kick out to LaVine. Murray outside. He takes it in. The shot that time, not on target. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
How about the authority from Moran? The way he was running, you knew he was aiming to shatter the rim.
DeRozan in the corner. Back to Levine. Pass to Murray. Now here's Levine. Guarded by Bain. And Levine, here we go. And Levine throws it down.
And over the years, Levine has put on the muscle, which helps him on those challenging finishes at the rim.
Here's Heaney. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Sabonis' screen on Bain. Levine against Bain.
Yes, the hammer from Levine. That is an electric athlete.
The Grizzlies trail by 4. Here's Morant. Murray with the defensive effort. Sacramento's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Murray sets a screen for Levine. Pass to Sabonis. And here is Murray. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And it's a 6-point Sacramento lead.
And that's why you want to involve Murray in the two-man game. He's a skilled scorer.
Out left to the wing. Memphis moving that ball around. Out to the wing. Down low. Here's Wells. Here's Heaney. A three-pointer off the mark. Sacramento leading by 6. Greg, I'm sure their coach is very pleased with their offensive flow right now.
I mean, it's harder than it looks to get it going like this. Now they just have to maintain it.
Murray gets to DeRozan. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And I like the aggressiveness of DeMar DeRozan's game. He's constantly testing the defense, looking for any weakness he can exploit to get a bucket.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Ellis against Morant. That one misses. And Zoelis will bring it up for Sacramento. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Kings.
They've shown no let-up. Penetration, knife it inside. The defense has to tighten it up if they want to slow this team down.
All game long, they've just done a great job of keeping the pressure on the defense and penetrating with the pass. They've gotten everything inside, and they've converted there.
To end the run, count that one, and the Kings' lead has been cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Jackson.
And great from deep. Jackson, no issues hitting the mid-range either. Another big who has range in the new NBA.
Outside, Sabonis fires from deep, buries it from three-point range. Sabonis has got the lead up to 11 now for the Kings.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Kings.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
Yeah, and once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out to be and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finished with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Zach LaVine.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him.
A shot by Sabonis, nobody around. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And the outcome, all right, David, thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent
these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. We've got Paul George. Joel Embiid is out there with Maxey. And it's Yabusele in at the 4. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the 76ers. Pass to Grimes. George outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Embiid. And then Embiid with the dunk.
Strong move and a little spicy, too. Embiid's passion for the game, the way he plays, I love it.
Here's DeRozan. No luck. They battled on the glass, but they couldn't knock it down. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I had a chance to catch up with Sacramento's head coach. I talked with him about Joel Embiid and asked him what he wants his team to do against him defensively. And he said, I told our big guys to play with physicality out there, but to also know when to go straight up and not let him bait us into silly fouls. It's not an easy assignment, but coach seemed confident in their chances of containing Joel. Guys?
Allie, thank you. Now the Kings in transition. And the dunk by DeRozan.
You have two things working there. Good awareness by Levine on the pick, then the quick decision to throw it ahead.
Just over a minute and a half in. Here's George. Soft touch off the glass.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
The Kings have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
Well, I tell you what, DeRozan really packs a punch now. He's an explosive athlete with really good strength. I mean, he's got great size for a backcourt dominant scorer.
Here's Grimes. Last game, he had 28 points. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The size and strength of Embiid, he is absolutely mammoth. Really hard to deal with. You may need a couple of guys to box him out.
Now here's Murray. George with a steal. And now the Sixers on the break. He pulls it. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Paul George, one of the most versatile and dynamic players in the league. I mean, he does a lot for his team offensively and defensively, which I think frees up the other guys to do their thing.
The Kings have gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. Sabonis with a screen on Maxey. Pass to Sabonis. Outside Levine. Oh, he goes big with the dunk right over Joel Embiid.
Well, we know Levine has the hops. That time showing off the creativity.
For 3, Maxey. And he buries his first look.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
For Sacramento, they've gotten 5 of 7 shots to fall. Pass to Levine. On the wing, DeRozan. Here's Ellis. Good. And it's DeRozan who picks up the assist.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Get some style points there. Pretty finish.
Here's Ellis. Maxey covering. DeRozan passes to Ellis. Back to DeRozan. 3-pointer. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Got to keep the defense honest. DeRozan normally only shoots 3s if he's got a clean look.
Maxey with it. He's picked up by Levine. Here's Grimes. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
And they keep trading punches. Both teams in a groove early.
Hey, guys, this is going to be fun now. I mean, we've got ourselves a shootout on tap here.
Now here's Levine, coming off a terrific game against Cleveland. Oh, George with a steal. Here we go, the Sixers on the break. The 17-footer. And Maxey, the bucket, on the assist by George. Maxey's got 5 points.
Recognize that space given, and Maxey pulled up in the mid-range for the bucket.
Here's Levine. And out of bounds, the 76ers will take it.
The heart of passing the rock, it's calculating risk and reward. I don't think that was a great decision.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Maxey. Pass to George. And there's the screen. The rebound by Murray.
Everything right except the finish. You have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Sacramento shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Here's DeRozan. 10 points for him. To the paint with 4 on the clock. Murray, no good.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Sixers. Man, this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. All right, guys, what's your take on the Sixers so far?
Simply put, they look totally fearless on the defensive end.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
So, on the floor for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter, they've got Joel Embiid. Paul George out there with Maxey, and it's Grimes in at the 2. Now here's Maxey. And he's going for the lob! Up high, and down it goes on the lob.
Making opportunities, Maxey smartly using the pick and roll to create for his team.
Clark, the Sixers have been at least 10 games over 500 for 7 straight seasons now.
Yeah, and that's great to see after, what was it called? The process that took them all the way to the very depths of the league to finally build themselves back into a consistent playoff team. And their fans certainly deserve good times for struggling through all of those bad times several years ago.
And you got to appreciate the competitive fire on display. It's almost like George says, you make one on me, I'm coming back at you for revenge.
Here's Ellis. We saw him with 11 points in his last game. Set it up with a fake, but it's offline.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
The Kings have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. The shot is good on the assist by Sabonis. Ellis has got 6 here in the quarter.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
And so George will bring it up for Philadelphia. It's a 3-point game. They've got the Heat ahead of them in their next game in Miami. It's the second game of 3 on the road.
George can be so deadly on the drive. He's got great quickness. He sees an opening and takes it right away.
Here's Ellis. 9 points in the game. Shot by Levine, no good.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Yeah, it's really hard to distract Paul George when he goes into a shot. I mean, even though the defense is there, made the obvious foul, doesn't seem to bother.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Philadelphia.
Everything working for them inside so far, guys. Tons of high-quality shots that they're knocking down inside.
And also the coaching staff has to love the hustle so far. Just playing with great energy, getting out and converting in transition.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Ooh, the soft touch of Levine, knocking down the 3. All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA, you think?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? No, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends.
And so here's Sacramento. After the Sixers picked up a basket a moment ago. Ooh, poked away. It's stolen by Maxey. In transition, here they come. Shoots from 14. No good. Sacramento has gone 6 of 8 from the three-point line in this matchup. Pass to Sabonis. No good with the triple. Philadelphia has gone 3 of 4 from distance in this game. Here's George. He's got it. 6 of 10 now.
Because of his incredible scoring ability, many consider George to still be a star.
Levine passes to Ellis. Back to Levine. Here's DeRozan. Levine finds Sabonis. Murray with him. Now DeRozan. He's got 10. 5 on the clock. And another miss by Sacramento. And there's the foul. It'll go on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
1:07 left in the second quarter. Here's George. He's got 16. Yabusele. Pass to Grimes. Here's Yabusele. Clock at 6. Puts up a deep 3. It's rebounded by Sabonis. If they play this right, they can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they really have to work the clock right now.
The rebound by Yabusele.
Trying to show off for the fans and give them their money's worth, just couldn't finish.
Here's George. Embiid passes to George. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist. George has got 18.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. DeRozan off the bounce. Count it. 12 points for him.
Boy, sometimes there's just no stopping DeRozan. When he's determined to score, he's going to fight his way through contact.
Here's George. And George with the jam.
I'll tell you what, it's good to be his age.
Yeah, I don't have memories like that at my age, though.
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. But it sure does look good.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Sixers, Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Checking out the Kings. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone. And returning our attention to this game, an impressive first half for the Philadelphia 76ers. And that's a wrap up.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Paul George has been sensational.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Malik Monk is out there with Markelle Fultz. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then it's Trey Lyles. And it's LaRavia in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Monk passes to Fultz. Here's LaRavia. Monk with it to the wing, right side. Takes the 3. Knocks down the long J. Monk's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Doughton. Over Monk. Doughton, no good. Here's Lyles. He's covered by Oubre. Fultz passes to Lyles. Outside Monk. Left side Fultz. Outside Monk. Lyles down low. Drummond defending. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. The Sixers leading. And if you're just joining us, we've played just over a minute here in the third. And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Back to Monk. Here's LaRavia. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game. And it's in there.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
From behind the arc. And the three-pointer goes. LaRavia's got his first 3 points of the game.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
Stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Lyles. He's covered by Oubre. Left side, Monk. Here's Fultz. And the layup is good off the glass. Fultz has got his first points of the game.
A nice start to the third. 3 out of 4 and looking good doing it.
A lot of pressure on Fultz, it seemed, once he was taken first overall, Clark.
Hey, that's part of being the #1 overall pick, B.A. The scrutiny and the pressure is significant. And it's really an interesting story with Fultz about how his shot really went off the rails once he got to the NBA. He said it felt like somebody was holding his arms down. It was hard to fathom. Since he's been able to work through that, he's shown you how valuable he can be as a scorer and distributor.
Philadelphia shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in this game. Good on the second one. Sacramento has gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the third quarter. And that one's good. LaRavia.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Edwards a screen on Monk. Here's Doughton. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Doughton's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there. Outside Monk to the left side wing. Here's Fultz. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Kelly Oubre picks one up.
And, you know, Fultz plays bigger than his size down low, guys. Outstanding at using his body to draw contact.
And he sinks the second. 76ers trail by 3. Pass to McCain. 1:35 left in the third quarter. The three-pointer off the mark. Sacramento has gone 3 of 4 from outside in the second half. Fultz. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Fultz has got 5 now.
And you got to clog up the clear lanes to the basket. You can't give him room to operate. When you do, Fultz scorches you with his speed.
Drummond passes to Edwards. Wide open. Drummond. Valanciunas with a rebound. Here's Sacramento now. They're on a 16-6 run. Philadelphia grabs the miss. To the middle. And out of bounds. Sacramento will have it. And we've got a moment to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Domantas Sabonis.
And the last couple of months, the rebounding totals have taken a bit of a dive for him. Let's see if he can refocus and put more effort on the glass.
Now here's Monk, guarded closely.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
And the 76ers going with a whole new group out there.
One of the great athletes in the league, and there are a bunch of them, but he's at the top of the list. Ferocity on that throwdown from Paul George.
Here's Valanciunas. Out to the right wing from outside the arc. And it's LaRavia missing. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Philadelphia. He takes it in. And George with the jam.
Yeah, great job by George. Now, part of what makes him such a great wing is his crazy ability off the bounce.
And that one's good. LaRavia.
You know, throughout this quarter, guys, they've had no answer for him defensively. And he's been absolutely relentless.
And he lobs it up top. It's picked off. And so it's the Sacramento Kings with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Maxey, Paul George out there with Joel Embiid, and it's Yabusele in a power forward.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
And you know what? For me, these don't show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Back to Lyles. Pass to LaRavia. Valanciunas with a screen on Maxey. Clock is at 3. From downtown, Joel Embiid with the board. 76ers trail by 7. George with it. Now guarded by Monk. George passes to Maxey. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 3 assists tonight.
Really showing you how quick he can be with the basketball. Maxey letting it fly in a hurry.
Left side Monk. Pass to LaRavia. Fires the 3. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land. Giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
I love it. Nice activity defensively. Getting in there to disrupt the pass.
And it's a completely new group for the Kings. Up top, Maxey. He's covered by Levine. And Maxey, here we go. The rebound by Murray. Murray's got 4 rebounds now. Levine attacking. And it's blocked by Embiid.
The defensive instincts of Embiid on display there with the deny.
'76ers trail by 7. And here's George. And he elevates for the dunk. Demolished Sabonis on the wrong end of that one.
George's athleticism has always been a strength. Not many guys can pull off that dunk.
Here's Ellis. Pass to Levine. Sabonis, the pass to Murray. Late clock here. The Kings need to get one up. Here's DeRozan. Rebound by Philadelphia. The steal. Now the Kings in transition. And here's Sabonis outside. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
You know, George is a lot more physical than he looks, and he's not shying away from contact on these shots.
Second free throw, no good.
Just a tough miss at the line. They're down 2 baskets now.
Levine passes to Ellis. Murray, a screen on Maxey. Here's DeRozan. Slice into the rack. DeRozan.
We've seen this a bunch of times. DeMar having a huge night, and the defense has no answer.
Here's George. Here's Embiid. And there's 2. Work on the glass, paying off that time.
Joel Embiid on top of things there, folks. Recognizing a big possession and commanding the ball.
On the wing, DeRozan. Pass to Ellis. Levine with it. 3-pointer. The rebound by Embiid. Embiid. Here's George. Denied by DeRozan.
The defense of DeRozan vastly underrated.
It's a mark. And there it is for him. And the Kings lead by 6.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And so here's Sacramento. Outside Levine. Fires from deep. Sends it home from three-point land.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Here's Grimes. He's covered by Levine. To the inside. 6 on the shot clock.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
He hits the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8.
And the physical style Murray plays with will serve him well in this league.
Maxey passes to George. Driving inside, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Second personal foul. Third team. At the line for the 76ers.
.43 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. And it's Sacramento's ball. Pass to DeRozan. Sabonis with a screen on George. Now here's DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. And he lays it up and in. And the Kings lead by 8.
Check out the body control from DeRozan there, guys. I mean, clearly there's contact, but it's almost impossible to affect his shot.
Now George. Embiid's shot is good. So the Kings win it. I'm sure they would have preferred a blowout victory, but a win's a win.
And so true.
opening day, and what a great day it is. Greg, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially...
How about that slam?
Whoa! And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
And Jackson gets it to go.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
And here's Maxey. Puts it up. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring punch.
And you can tell how important having depth is for them. Sometimes it's the difference between a win and a loss.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
A fantastic shooter from deep. George forces defenders out, and then that just opens up the driving lanes for him.
And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
And it's blocked. And they'll get another chance. Grimes. The three-pointer, no good.
Locking the arc down. Defense knows it's on them to scare off those shots.
To the inside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
George against Jackson. Maxey. Second shot opportunity. 76ers moving the ball around. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Ooh, that is fierce. You want to see a player with no fear? That is Tyrese Maxey.
Rob. George with the ball. Now defended by Bain.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
After earning the number 2 seed in the 2023 playoffs, Richard, last season was a lost year because of all those injuries and other things in Memphis.
John Morant only played 9 games last year. Desmond Bain missed half the year. Marcus Smart out. The Grizzlies still have a lot of young talent and a very bright future.
Outside, Bain. Just 5 to shoot with the drive. The rebound by Paul George. Last outing for Memphis, they won that game against Detroit. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for him.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. They trail by 1. Here's Yabusele. Another miss by Philadelphia. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Wells passes to Bain. Jackson kicks to Wells. To the wing on the left. Good. And the nice assist from Morant. Wells has got 6.
And you see the unselfishness from Morant, wanting to share that ball with any open teammate.
Pass to Grimes. To the left side wing. From deep, George. And he's good on the 3-ball. He's got 9. Memphis has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. George against Morant. Bain kicks to Jackson. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. 76ers trailing. Pass to Maxey from outside the arc. Another three for Philadelphia.
So locked in from range. Maxey almost makes it look effortless.
Over to the left wing. Jackson has the open look. Misses the three.
Not his best efficiency this quarter. Look, sometimes that's how it goes.
And it's Paul George with the finish.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Paul George with the steal. And here's the fast break. Maxey leading the way. And the 76ers tack on two more.
Remarkable work in transition. Maxey just overwhelms the defense when the break is on.
Pass to Edey. On the wing, Bain. And stolen by Maxey. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. 76ers ahead. They lead by 6. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far in Philadelphia?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
In this league, it is so hard scoring in the half court, so you have to run every time you get the opportunity.
Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Maxey. Abusele out there with Embiid. Then it's Paul George. And it's Grimes in at the two-guard position. R.J. Morant has always had unquestionable talent. Now it's a question of, can he focus on his game?
And you hope he had his wake-up call. Still one of the most exciting players in the game. His burst and bounce, one of a kind.
Wells passes to Morant. Outside, Bain. Jackson with it. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
This is where you want Jackson Jr. going to town. He's got a nice soft touch around the rim.
Left side, George. No good that time.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats here for Joel Embiid. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged about 34 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
He's someone you can rely on to bring it on a nightly basis. When they need a basket, he's the guy they turn to.
And a wide open look for Bain. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got 4 assists now tonight. George with the ball. He's got 11. To the right side. Pass to Abusele. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Here's Grimes. That one's off. Still out of sync. Memphis has gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. There's Morant. And something that every NBA player has now that maybe they didn't a couple years ago, RJ, their own personal trainer.
Well, it's just a beautiful investment of your own resources back into your body. I love that players are hiring chefs, dietitians, sleep aides, and the teams are hiring them. I love every aspect of it.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Embiid dishes to George. And Jaren Jackson picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
They might start using him a little bit more sparingly with 3 fouls already before the half.
Right side, George. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 13.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Down low, Embiid with the steal. And now Philadelphia on the break. A big dunk at the end of the break.
And the defense to start that play was terrific. I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
Right wing. A minute 20 left now here in the second. Outside, George. Shot clock at 5. Kicks it out to Maxey. No good on the 3.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Outside, Bain. Krell is wide open. Jackson passes to Morant. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
52 seconds left to play in the first half. Morant outside. Lets a floater go. The emphatic rejection.
And after that solid opening quarter, you can see now he is definitely starting to cool off. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong.
Oh, my goodness, man. Ooh, as usual, Morant bringing down the house.
Pass to Grimes. George looking over the floor. Bangs home the trifecta. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
And shooting-wise, he's been fantastic, helping to build this lead.
And here's Morant. A kick out to Bain. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. George from deep three-point land. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third-quarter basketball.
Well, one stat in their favor is the one they haven't been racking up, turnovers. They've been very precise.
And next up on the... That is more than enough of...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Always wants to be a...
And here we go with the coach's challenge. A surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, tough to catch everything in real time.
After review, the ruling on the floor stands.
Involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Well, you look at Kennard, second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Free throw good from Pippen. And you look at the Grizzlies defense the last few years, RJ extremely disruptive.
Yeah, they've been top of the league in steals and blocks. That's just a part of the DNA in Memphis. It can be exhausting playing against guys like this.
Doughton passes to Edwards. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Tries to keep it alive. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Oubre.
Let's just say they weren't on the same page there. Not sure he was expecting that pass.
Pass to Eldama. Pippen down low. Working on Drummond. Here's Huff. Back to Aldama. Yes! And the foul. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The 76ers trail by 3. Here's Doughton. Fires the 3. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Pursues the offensive glass with purpose. Drummond knows who he is, and boy, does he attack it.
Pippen feeling it out a bit. And it's sent back by Drummond. Doughton passes to Oubre. Here's Doughton. To the paint. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Clock at 6. Drummond sets the screen for Oubre. Right to the hoop.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
Pippen, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Not letting that one fly. Drummond using his height and wingspan to deny the shooter.
A nice shot by McCain.
A nice start to the second half. They've made 3 out of their first 4 shots coming out of the break.
Pass to Steffens. Kennard up top. No scoring in this one. To the left wing. They need this. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And finished off by Oubre.
A powerful finisher. Oubre Jr., you deserve to get tucked on when you let him get inside.
Right side, Pippen. Lets it go with a 3. And another miss by Memphis. Philadelphia leading by 6. And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
Doughton, no good. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. With this chance, let's show you the league's most intimidating shot-blocking defenses from last season. The Grizzlies 4th.
A big part of their defense really revolved around their ability to block shots at the rim. It's so valuable to have that kind of backline protection. Allows you to be aggressive on the perimeter. And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Pass to Oubre. Here's McCain. They get it back. Now Oubre from downtown. Drummond. Back to Oubre. Lets it go from deep. Tips it up, and Drummond is right there. Drummond's got his second bucket of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, here's Pippen. Pass to Steffens. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
And far from the best shot, but all that matters is the end result. Somehow he sinks it.
Here's Doughton. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. And the 76ers lead by 5. It's Pippen on the wing. Covered by Oubre. Outside for Pippen. Pass to Huff. Aldama with the ball. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
And the technical free throw is good. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Morant against Maxey. The kick out to Bain. Second chance shot. And the layup is up and in.
He's got a knack for those putbacks, so you have to be aware of that defensively. Get a body on him.
Outside, George.
Come get it, come get it.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And what I love about Paul George is the production year after year after year.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, it's all about clock management with these situations. Let's see how that plays out.
Wells, good, and the nice assist from Morant. Morant's got his 5th assist in this one. The 3 from George, and that one released in time, but no good. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Philadelphia ahead. They lead by 1. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. Taking a look at the 76ers. Joel Embiid out there with Yabusele. Then it's George. Then there's Maxey. And it's Grimes in at the 2 guard. Wells passes to Morant. Left side Jackson. Shot clock at 3. Payton for 3. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And here's George. Pass to Maxey. Back to George. Embiid trying to break loose. And foul on the shot. Folks, the coach's challenge has been... wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And the short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hi, guys. Well, during the break, I was able to catch what the Grizzlies coach was talking about with his team. He said they've played well in certain areas, but the lack of detail to the defensive boards has allowed their opponent too many second chance opportunities. And that, he said, is the difference in this game. Have to get busy on the glass, Kevin.
Okay, David, thanks. Outside, George. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. George has got 22.
And we know George can score from all 3 levels, which is why he's capable of catching fire.
Morant, right side. Inside. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And George, here we go. Pass to Embiid, launches it. George against Morant. George passes to Grimes. There's the pick. The 76ers need to get off a shot. And there's Paul George on the assist by Maxey. George has got the lead up to 6 now for the 76ers. Morant kicks to Bain. 4th quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Morant with a wide open look. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. George with the ball. He's picked up by Morant. Offensive rebound. Maxey passes to George. Goes back up. And he nails that one right through the net. And now an 8-point Philadelphia lead.
And definitely a shot George willing to take. His stroke makes it easy work for him.
76ers foul. Quentin Grimes. First personal foul. First team foul.
Morant surveying the D. A kick out to Bain. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to maybe even get the steal, but I agree. He still got a good outcome. Just absolute ice in the veins of Bain. That is an impressive bucket.
Embiid the screen. Pass to Grimes. Outside, George. The Grizzlies pull it in. And here we go. Fast break and Morant's got
nice finish. And this is where Morant really shines. The bigger the moment, the more he wants to capitalize.
Here's Grimes. Pass to George. Here's Yabusele. Guarded by Jackson. It's good. And the 76ers lead by 5.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Oh, they've done a lot of damage in transition. Every time they see a chance to push the tempo, they're gone.
That's been all night long. And also dominating the offensive boards, and that's been winning them a lot of extra looks at the hoop.
Pass to Edey. Paul George with the steal. Now the 76ers on the break. There's 38 seconds left in the game. Six to shoot. Back to Maxey. From deep three-point land. And Desmond Bain pulls it down.
Can't waste any time here.
It needs to be a quick shot, then a quick foul.
George against Morant. And it's George finishing it off. So the 76ers win it. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight. All right, DA, thanks again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. So...
opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
Now let's take a look at the Kings opening lineup. The duo inside, it's Murray and Sabonis. Then it's DeMar DeRozan. Then there's Zach LaVine, and it's Ellis in at the 1. Morant, no good. Now here's Sabonis. Pass to LaVine. Over Bane. Shot by LaVine, no good.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Here's Morant. Here's Jackson. Great D that time from Murray.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
Shot by LaVine, no good. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Memphis. It's a three-point game. Stan, certain NBA teams take on the identity of their home. Like the Grizzlies, for example. They call Memphis Grind City.
Well, Brian, I think it's a perfect fit. Hard-working people in a hard-working city, and they want a hard-working team.
A very sluggish start on offense. 4 attempts with nothing to show for it.
Here's LaVine. That one falls. Nice feed from Sabonis.
Proving once again, LaVine is not all dunks and threes.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Yeah, the Grizzlies head coach and I were able to chat. Yeah, guys, Coach mentioned how Domantas Sabonis can be a game wrecker in the paint. Coach told me we need to get big bodies on Sabonis and force him outside, make him move around. We need to knock him off the blocks if we can. So it sounds like the defensive game plan may revolve around Sabonis, guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Now here's Jackson. 27 points his last game. Clock at 6. And the call will be against Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
For Sacramento, they've gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Outside Murray. Sabonis with a screen on Morant. Pass to Sabonis. Launches it. Memphis with a rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Outside, Williams. Jackson with a screen on Murray. Shoots. It's rebounded by Sabonis. The Kings lead by 3. And the layup falls.
You're roughing Murray up a little in there, but he's built to take punishment and can still deliver.
And so it's Morant who brings up the ball for Memphis.
Wow! Yeah, Morant's got to get himself in that dunk contest. I mean, look at that.
Murray, a screen on Williams. Here's DeRozan going inside, and the dunk by DeRozan.
A savage reverse jam. That takes great body control.
No question. He was making a statement right there, man. Morant with the bucket.
Yeah, so tough to knock Morant off balance, and he's so talented at keeping his focus on the basket.
You know, Coach, when you watch Ja Morant play, it's hard to think of anyone else as explosive as he is.
Yeah, Brian, he can make a defender look like he's standing still. The burst that Morant has with his first step is unrivaled. Probably the best burst in the entire league.
Truly is a human highlight reel in this modern day. LaVine against Bane. Murray from outside hits the trifecta. Murray's got 7 points.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
Outside Bane. Pass to Edey. Jackson with a screen on Sabonis. Here's Williams. Now here's Bane. Outside for Morant. Gets the 3 ball to go. He's got 9.
And so far, they've had the advantage on the boards.
Sacramento leading by 3. Here's LaVine. And stolen by Jackson. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Edey. He's covered by Levine. And there's the foul. It's on Zach Levine. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Morant looking around. Uses the glass on the layup.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Here's Murray.
The officials will have 2 minutes to review.
They're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And of course, they want to make sure it was the right call, but I'm not sure how much it'll impact this game.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Sacramento on top, leading by a point. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a minute. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at Sacramento's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
Yeah, they've dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Vince Williams is out there with Jaren Jackson, and it's Edey in at the 5. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Outside Morant. That's tipped. Murray with it. Guarded by Morant. 4-3. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. Grizzlies trail by 3. Here's Edey. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Murray, a screen on Bane. And Levine, here we go. Murray finds Sabonis. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Yeah, and that was a big-time flush. I love whenever Murray takes flight like this.
Here's Morant. Morant flashes his vertical there.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boy.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Bane, the pass to Morant. Morant with the close-range bucket. All right, Coach, what are some qualities you're looking for in a lead guard?
Well, look, you want a guy that can make plays, that can control the game. When I first got into the league, people thought about point guards as traditional pass-first guys, but now it means more than that. You want a guy who can make plays, whether it's for himself or for his teammates. Well, this kind of performance from Morant doesn't surprise anyone. He can score with the best of them.
Sabonis with a screen on Bane. Out to Sabonis. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard, and they recover it. Levine attacking. Murray for 3.
Well, his ability to sniff out these shot blocking opportunities really defines Jackson Jr.'s defensive game.
DeRozan against Morant. Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
And the physical style Murray plays with will serve him well in this league.
And Murray drops them both. We've got 1:48 left in the first half. Morant against Sabonis. There's Jackson with the 3. The rebound by Murray. Murray's got 4 rebounds now.
Well, so much can be said about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s versatility, but I'd like to praise his team-first mindset. If the dirty work needs doing, he's got it, as long as it helps his team get the win.
Here's Morant. Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
And tearing them to shreds tonight. You know, when a player as versatile as Morant starts going off, look out.
Here's Levine. Oh, okay.
Oh, my gosh. Well, that was impressive. There are only a few players in the league who can pull that off.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Grizzlies trail by 4. Here's Morant. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Morant's got 23.
Just a heroic scoring effort from him this quarter. He's doing everything he can to will them back into this game.
Shot by Levine, no good.
It's impressive how they've overcome his cold streak tonight. Everyone stepping in to fill the gap.
They set the pick. Down low. Here's Edey. Yes! And a nice assist from Jackson.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
The three-pointer is good from Levine.
Well, he got off to a slow start, but now in the second, he seems to be finding his rhythm.
Morant. That one goes in. 25 points in the game.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Sabonis, right side. 20 seconds left to play in the half. And it's Bane with the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. They trail by 1. When this one's over, they'll be off to Charlotte as they take on the Hornets. It's a quick turnaround on the road. Just 1 game. The shot won't fall. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Sacramento on top, up by 1. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
Taking a look here at the Grizzlies, I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good, I'd be dominating down low, I'd be picking.
And let's take a look at this first half of play for the Kings. Not a lot of separation here at the midway point.
Watching them on the offensive end, they did it.
And that's a wrap-up.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Oh, a fantastic game from Ja Morant in this one.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
On the court for Sacramento, we've got Jonas Valanciunas. Malik Monk is out there with Markelle Fultz. Then it's Trey Lyles, and it's LaRavia in at the small forward position. Pippen, pass to Stevens. Pass to Pippen. Kennard against Fultz. To the paint. Clock at 4. Off. Good.
They have no answer defensively inside.
The Kings leading. Lyles, the pass to LaRavia. And the 3 off target. Here's Huff. Kennard outside. 6 to shoot. Pass to Aldama. Memphis needs to get off a shot. Kennard can't get it to go. Pretty even game going here in Memphis. Picked it. Huff, the pass to Kennard. Here's Huff. Rebounded by Lyles. Left side Fultz. Lays it up and banks it in. Fultz has got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, dishing becoming more a part of Valanciunas' game as he spent more time in the league.
Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Into the lane. Stevens, the pass to Aldama. Here's Pippen. Monk with a steal. And pushing it up. Here's Sacramento. And the finish on the break with the slam.
Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Outside for Fultz. Oh, trying his luck from deep. Pass to LaRavia. Second chance effort. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
Well, with his size, Valanciunas can survey the whole floor and pick out those big openings to take advantage of.
To the inside. Kennard with it. Now guarded by Monk. Aldama, the pass to Kennard. Just 5 to shoot. Picked by Aldama. Rebounded by Lyles. Sacramento leading by 5. Inside, Valanciunas, and the dunk by Valanciunas.
Strong finish by Valanciunas. He likes exerting his will close to the rim.
Oh, stolen by Fultz. And there's the lob.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass. Timeout called, Memphis. And now that they have some time to get a little bit of rest, it's time for these players to regroup while hydrating themselves with some Gatorade, looking to gain a boost of energy as they continue to play in this game.
And staying hydrated is the only surefire way to do it.
Oh, he packs it down!
That is incredible.
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
Fultz is good. Fultz has got his second basket of the game. All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better.
With the D right on it, Morant gets his.
He's done everything he can to give them a lift tonight, but it hasn't been enough.
Here's LaRavia. Williams defending. Here he goes. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Morant against Monk. And stolen by Morant. And now we've got an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
And it's a completely new group for the Kings. Oh, it's stolen by DeRozan. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Sabonis. And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Here's DeRozan. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
Wow, DeRozan. He's still got some juice in those legs.
Morant against Murray. Ball stolen. Outside Levine. Nails it from beyond the arc. And it's a 10-point Sacramento lead.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
And so it's Sacramento ending the quarter up 10. And they push the tempo in this one, getting out in transition and making the defense pay. More 2K action in just a moment. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Payne. Jaren Jackson out there with Vince Williams, and it's Edey in at center. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Here's Morant. Kicks it out to Jackson. Levine against Bain. Shot clock at 6. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
Not settling for a jump shot. Bain right at the rim.
Here's Murray. Ooh, Murray showing his strength down low.
And trying to put the game away, he's been nails all evening.
Yeah, but you can't let up now. We've seen too many wild comebacks in this league.
And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Sacramento.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break. Converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
Pass to Jackson. To the middle. Williams against Murray. Williams into the lane. Kicks it out to Jackson. And here's Bain. Levine with a steal. DeRozan with the ball. He's picked up by Bain.
When DeRozan sees these lanes open up, he doesn't think twice about attacking. Nice initiative there.
Sabonis, the pass to Levine. They grab their own miss. And that's a foul called on Domantas Sabonis. That's his first foul. Outside Morant. Jackson outside to stop the run. Six on the shot clock. The three is up. And again, it's Memphis missing.
Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
John Morant. Second personal foul. First team foul.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. And there's a whistle. That goes on Vince Williams. That'll be a second foul of the game.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
Here's Levine. Pass to DeRozan. Down low. And Levine with the basket on the assist by DeRozan. And the Kings lead by 18.
Well, when he gets it going like he is tonight, Zach LaVine is a nightmare to deal with.
Here are the Kings with the ball now. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Here's Sabonis. Drops in the layup for 2.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight. Well, sometimes you need more than just your stars, though. They've got to run something to get the other guys good looks.
And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
Personal foul. Third team foul.
And there's a minute 45 left to play in the fourth. And that one's good. DeRozan.
They're really employing a deep range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding.
He's just an aggressive finisher there inside.
Hey, when you got bounce like that, you feel like you can take on anybody. Murray with it. Guarded by Morant. Back to Levine. Pass to Ellis. 6 to shoot. Murray for 3. And the Kings with another 3.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Kings.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And for the year, this will be the third win in 4 games against this team. They really brought it tonight.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Keegan Murray.
Well, he came out with great energy and effort, doing everything he could possibly do to help his team.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Just electric. Ja Morant. I mean, someone you paid to see.
Pass to Murray. The shot from 20 feet out. The rebound by Edey. Memphis with the ball. Here's Jackson. Offensive rebound. Morant, the pass to Jackson. For three. Great D that time from Murray. Here's Ellis. DeRozan finds some space. Offline. So no problem for Sacramento as they get the win. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that says a lot.